We're at Bembridge Airfield on the Isle of Wight. We're in Coronado's Cessna 172 SP Skyhawk, and this is part 4 of my cross-country tour. This is our course today. Starting from the Isle of Wight, we're going to head towards Portsmouth and Lyon-Solent. We'll have a look at Portsmouth Harbour, and then we'll head up towards Southampton, having a look at Southampton town and the airport itself. Then we'll head in the general direction of Salisbury and towards our next waypoint at Boscombe Down, and we'll have a look at any points of interest along the way there. Immediately after Boscombe Down, we're going to take a good look at Stonehenge, and we'll take a low pass over there, and then we'll head out over the Salisbury Plain and the military exercise area and have a look and see what, if anything, Orbex has modelled of the town of Imber, which was evacuated by the military at the end of World War II and has been turned into a training facility. Most of the houses have been demolished, but there are a few buildings still standing, including a church, which is used once or twice a year for services. And then we will head up past Trowbridge towards Cologne, which is near Bath, and at Cologne we'll take a left turn and head down towards Bristol International Airport, which will be our final stop for the day. Welcome into the cockpit, and as you can see, we're already started up and ready to get on the radio. However, as always, the batteries do not last too long, so we need to get the engine up and running and get the generator running. That's easily enough done. So mixture to full, fuel pump on, fuel valve, make sure that's open, pump the throttle a few turns, and then stick my head out the window and shout clear prop and start the engine. And that's a good engine start. Pitot heat comes on. Alright then, so this is an untowered airport, so we're just going to use the common frequency, which is 123.25, and we need to select a runway. Given the wind situation right now, runway 30 is our best bet. I mean, actually runway 23 is our absolute best bet, but 23 is a grass strip and it's just a little bit too short. We can get airborne off it, but it will be quite a challenge, very easy to stall, and there's a hill over there, so I don't fancy my chances. So we're going to do runway 30, which is over there instead. So I'm going to go to the right, as there are no aircraft parked to my right. Everything looks good. Nice long runway, so plenty of room to get airborne. So let's announce our takeoff.
Echo Golf Hotel Juliet traffic, Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, taking off runway 30, departure to the north.
Let's get rolling. And we are up. Flaps can come up, and we'll begin to turn on the course. I don't want to go too high. Head towards Portsmouth. Gonna hand fly it for now. So I'll have a look at this sea fort. There's a bunch of these on the way into Portsmouth Harbour.
500.
And they were built quite a while ago, actually. see there's actually some structures on this one. Looks like a lighthouse of some description. And this will be representative of what's in the real world. And there's a helipad as well, it would seem. Two helipads, in fact. We'll have a look at the next one too. So we've got some more structures on this one, but they are different. There's a lighthouse there. I suspect that's probably an auto-gen lighthouse, courtesy, because it certainly looks like it, courtesy of the scenery. But we do have, what's the name on there? Spitbank Fort. Oh no, maybe that is a real lighthouse. Quite fun skimming on the water here. There is Ferris wheel of some description off to the right there. Don't know exactly what that is. I don't know Portsmouth particularly well. Let's have another look on the sightseeing camera. There's the Spinnaker Tower, which is of course relatively well known. Let's climb a little bit, both to get out of the way of these cranes, but also have a look at the Spinnaker Tower as it goes past. And then here we are in the Naval Dockyard. That is HMS Warrior down there. I'm not sure what the other ship is. Historic ships. And then here we are in the Naval Dockyard. So this looks like the Queen Elizabeth class carrier, newly built. If we head this way, some kind of destroyer there. We've got frigates. That looks like an old carrier. I don't think we've actually got any left in our fleet, so I'm going to assume that's either not really there or has been decommissioned. And that's the Naval Dockyard for you. There is a naval training facility over there, but I'm not going to go all the way over there. Let's have a look at the castle. Not sure quite what kind of castle this is. Well, it looks more like a fort, to be honest, but I guess that building, well, that's a church of some description. And then there's some kind of keep there. Yeah, I don't know enough about Portsmouth to tell you much about that. Alright, well, we're done with Portsmouth. Let's head towards Southampton. Alright, so we're approaching Southampton now. Looks like a ferry, a big ferry or a cruise ship in the sea lane there. Now, I think all of these boats are static scenery. I don't think they move anywhere, which is a shame. You can, of course, get moving boat traffic in P3D, and I actually have it on. But there's none here.
Turn next taxiway.
The airport itself is over there, and we'll turn in that direction relatively soon once we've had a look at Southampton Docks. Yeah, that is a cruise ship. see it off to the left there. Yeah, load the textures please. It's the problem with having your VRAM quite significantly challenged. Right, so we can see some oil container ships, tanker ships down there, as well as a couple of ferries and a big cruise ship. We'll make a turn towards the container port. Got the scenery on extremely dense, so you're getting all the buildings that Orbex have seen fit to actually put on the scenery. And I've got my auto gen on sparse buildings and sparse vegetation. I can push it a little bit higher, but to be honest, I find the effect a little bit unrealistic. In fact, I've been flying without any auto gen at all, but some of the territory around here is just a little bit too blank without any auto gen. So I've settled on a compromise. But in the London area, as you may have seen in the previous video, I'm flying with auto gen off, and I'll continue to do that. Wow, P&O cruise ship down there, bit out of date. There's a container ship down there. Another container ship is actually docked up, and you can see one waiting to be loaded. And here are the container cranes. Again, there's no animation here, it's not like they move around, and you only have a tiny number of containers compared to what you would actually get. I think the general message is that whilst this is probably some of the best scenery you can get for prepared, unfortunately it's not a patch on Microsoft Flight Simulator. I haven't really talked much about MSFS thus far, and to be honest I'm not going to, for the simple reason it won't be appearing on the channel. Certainly not anytime soon. I haven't even bought it. It just doesn't have the features that I need to run it on the sim hardware here. There's no way I can replicate this display. I can't pop out instruments, and I don't have any of the aircraft that I would need. So it's going to have to wait for a while. In fact, probably quite a while. However, it has set a new standard in terms of scenery. And so a lot of people are going to be saying, you know, that's nothing looking at this scenery, and in a sense they're right. The boundary has been pushed, but it'll be a long while before other sims are able to replicate what Microsoft has done, if ever. So we just have to accept, certainly from a home cockpit builder's point of view, that this is about as good as it gets for us right now. And you know, I enjoy flying enough that that isn't a big problem for me. Okay, we're approaching Southampton now. You can see it slightly better on this view, of course. This is Orbex's Southampton, and very nice it is too. I don't think I've ever flown out of here on the channel before. Oh no, I have, just very, very early days. We do get animated trains here. Well, you always used to. I'm actually not sure if you do with P3d V5, because I'm not seeing anything moving at the moment. As we head roughly north, all of this bit here, the oh yeah, that's a train moving. Yeah, the train yard, etc., is all included with the scenery.
Traffic.
We got some traffic.
Traffic.
Presumably taking off.
Traffic.
I'm not seeing anything. Oh, there he is.
Traffic.
Yeah, he's below me down there. That's fine.
Traffic.
Alright, so that is Southampton Airport. So this is Porton down here. And you can see, well, there's a bunch of buildings that aren't represented, which you can see on the aerial photography. But then this is the main research centre here, which appears to be quite well represented. And then there's Boscombe Down immediately beyond it.
Southampton Tower, Cessna Golf, Quebec, Lima, Foxtrot, Mike.
Of course, I have.
Inbound ILS, runway 20, approach. Cessna Golf, Quebec, Lima, Foxtrot, Mike, Southampton Tower, make straight in, runway 20, UNH 1014.
I've cocked up my radio work, unfortunately.
Lima, Foxtrot, Mike. Southampton Tower, Cessna, Oscar, Sierra, Tango.
So I forgot to tell Southampton I was clear of the airspace.
Cessna, Oscar, Sierra. Boscombe Tower, Cessna Golf.
So even though I'm already in the Class D, I'm going to make noise.
Cessna Skyhawk, 2 miles southeast of Boscombe, requesting transition. Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, transition approved. Report clear at Boscombe Tower airspace. Will report clear. Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango.
Okay, so that was a bit of a cock up, but never mind. So we're about to pass over the wrong runway. Got some helicopter parking down there. I believe this is a UK 2000 VFR airfield. Does look slightly better than stock, although you can't be sure. If you want to know if a given airfield is an Orbex True Earth GB default, look for people. If you can see people walking around, then you know it is. And I'm not. This looks very UK 2000 to me. Got some hangars there for fighter aircraft. Got a big hangar there. A little bit of parked traffic. And that is pretty much Boscombe Down. Alright then. Here we go. Stonehenge is right over here. Go flaps 1 just so I can maintain a relatively low airspeed as we do this pass. Alright. Gives you the hybrid camera. Now don't worry, we're not going to land, but we are going to get very close. And there is Stonehenge. I'm going to come around for another look. On the external camera this time. Tight turn. Cool. So Imber is here. Let's see what we can see. Okay. Okay, yeah, I'm seeing no real buildings there at all. And in fact I'm seeing nothing but looks like a sole auto-gen house, like the church is here, so that's not being represented. Yeah, nothing worth talking about. That's a real shame, because it would have been a cool point of interest, but what can you do? Right then, we're turning on course towards Cologne. Now things get a little bit hillier around here, so I'm going to get a little bit of extra altitude in the can. I know that Bristol Airport has an elevation of about 600 feet, and I want to be at about 1500 feet when I begin my approach, assuming that I get runway 27 and can do a straight in ILS.
Boscombe Tower, Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango is clear of the Boscombe Tower airspace.
To be fair, I've been clear for a while, but
Oscar Sierra Tango, Boscombe Tower, frequency change approved. Blair Tower, Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango is type Cessna Skyhawk, 4 miles southeast of Blair, requesting transition. Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, transition approved. Report clear of Blair Tower airspace.
let's have a look at Rudloe Manor.
Will report clear. Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango.
Right, well there's Rudloe Manor down there. Doesn't look like much, does it? Slightly disappointing. Never mind. We'll turn over Cologne itself. Got a pair of runways. Again, I believe this is a UK 2000 VFR airfield. I know I keep singing its praises, but you know, 30 or 40 airports per pack. It's not a bad deal. Got some hangars there that are in evidence of its past as an RAF base. Assuming it's not still an RAF base, of course. Doesn't appear to be according to 4 flight. If you saw that stutter there, that's probably because Bristol Airport just loaded, and Bristol Airport is a full fat Orbex airport. Let's make our turn here. And head towards Bristol. Oh yeah, there's some radomes down at Cologne, which suggests it really is an RAF base.
Bristol Airport information, Bravo 12010, wind calm, visibility greater than 20 miles, sky conditions, no clouds below 20,000, temperature chill by 2.19er, QNH 1016, ILS, runway 9er in use, landing and departing, runway 9er. VFR aircraft say direction of flight, all aircraft read back home short instructions, advise controller on initial contact you have Bravo.
Alright, we got Bravo, and unfortunately it's runway 9, which is going to make life a little bit more complicated, but not massively so. It would do if we were a big aircraft, but we're a little aircraft, we're quite nimble, so not the end of the world. Okay, I've sorted out my weather issue. So as you can see, the situation's changed a little bit. You can actually see the airport light beacon over there. So I want to be at 1600 feet. MSL. Alright, since we're going to runway 9, there's no need to slow down because we're not going to do an ILS approach. We're going to have to hand fly it in. I say that like it's a bad thing. Right, let's go to the Bristol Tower. 121.925 and tell them that we want to land.
Bristol Tower, Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango is 10 miles east with Bravo to land. Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, Bristol Tower. Enter left, traffic runway 9er, UNH 1016. Enter left downwind, runway 9er, Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango.
Okay, so in theory, to enter left downwind, I should come in at 45 degrees to the centre of the runway. So traffic coming my way climbing out of Bristol. I can see it on the map. I'm sure I'll see the aircraft itself fairly soon. Okay, he's well above me now. Not seeing him though. I gather it's quite hard to spot aircraft in the real world as well, so I'm not feeling bad about myself. And he's pretty much passing me right now. Nah, not a sausage. Never mind. Okay. Right, let's turn in to the downwind. Should be at 1 mile. So I'm not going to take very long for that. Let's slow down. There's 1 mile. And then let's begin our descent. Let's go flaps 1.
Going to 125.65, Cessna Symmetric Hotel. Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango, cleared to land, runway 9er. Cleared to land.
Alright, we're cleared to land.
Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango.
So, just going to get to 1.5 miles from the airport. Go flaps 2, that's 1.5 miles, and now we'll take over manually. There's a big ridge down there which obviously I do not want to hit. Terrible moment to get an itchy ear. As you can see, I'm actually on the right glide slope now.
500.
Yeah, tell me something I don't know, full flight. Full flaps. And we're definitely crabbing it a bit. And we'll aim for the landing zone. Oh well, ways off centre, not the end of the world. And we will come off here.
Bristol Tower, 6026 miles west, inbound ILS, runway 9er, approach.
Clear up the flaps.
Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango, contact ground on 121.9er.
Strobe landing lights off, taxi light on.
Bristol Tower, fly straight in, runway 9er, QNH 1016. 6026, cleared to land, runway 9er. 121.9er25 for Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango. Cleared to land, runway 9er, 6026. Bristol ground, Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, taxi to parking. Cessna Golf Hotel Oscar Sierra Tango, taxi to
Lots of static aircraft here, I'm not sure how many of them are ultimate traffic.
Taxiway Foxtrot Zulu Delta runway 9er Hotel Juliet Cessna Oscar Sierra Tango.
Okay, well I know where I'm going roughly. Oops. Be careful with the differential braking on this thing. Alright, well, you don't have to get immediate clearance to cross from FSX. So I'm just crossing. Seriously, that jet literally could not taxi where he's taxied. He would have completely wrecked all the fencing and everything else. This is only a taxiway for teeny tiny little aircraft like me. If you get that differential braking wrong, it's a real pain. So, you know, this is where I turn without breaking anything. Oh well, I guess Ultimate Traffic Live doesn't know any better.
Bristol ground 6026, taxi to the gate. 6026, taxi to gate 23.
Oh, weather's changed again. Alright, so I'm parking on the grass over here. Because why not? And we're done. Welcome to Bristol, everybody. Parking brake is on. clean up the lights. Engine off. Pitot heat goes off. Close the fuel valve. Thank you very much. Alright, let's close down the aircraft. So, hope you enjoyed that. I certainly did. We saw a few points of interest along the way, and now here we are at Bristol in a good position to start the next leg of the cross-country tour, which will be coming up fairly soon. As I said, I suspect I'll probably go and visit South Wales, and then maybe turn in towards the Midlands, go and have a look at Oxford and places around there, and see where our fancy takes us. In the meantime, if you like the video, please feel free to hit the like button. If you dislike the video, feel free to hit the dislike button. All feedback is gratefully received. And if you want to subscribe to the channel, then I would welcome you choosing to do so. But I would suggest that you hit the little bell icon to get notified when I post a video, because the video schedule on the channel is fairly infrequent. I do have occasional little flurries of doing multiple videos in a short space of time. That's usually only when I have a lot of time free, or alternatively I've banked a lot of footage and I've just been editing it over time. But otherwise it can be weeks or months between videos, because I have to do this in my not so copious spare time, and it does take quite a lot of time and preparation to do the flights and video them and edit the videos and prepare them and upload them. So unfortunately I can't keep to the kind of schedule that a professional YouTuber could. Can't believe I just did air quotes. But I do welcome all subscribers, and I do hope you enjoy the content when I do post it. Next up will be my Wideview tutorial, and then after that I'm expecting leg 5 of the cross-country tour. But you never know what might pop up. I did a random video into London the other day, and I'm quite fancying getting the Embraer E-Jets up and running in the sim, so I might do some testing flights there. You'll have to keep an eye on the feed and see what happens. In the meantime though, thanks for watching, and I look forward to seeing you back on the channel very soon.